Welcome back, all hockey card collecting fans. Today I went down to London, Ontario to Centennial Hall. They had a retro hunters event where you can get comics, records, toys, sports cards, one of those things. They have it a couple of times every year. So I took my two oldest kids this year, we went down, and I picked up some hockey cards. I thought this year they were kind of overpriced. There wasn't a lot of options there. I could have bought a complete set of the 1971 O-PEE-CHEE for $3,800. That's the one with Ken Dryden's rookie card plus Guy Lafleur and Marcel Dion's rookie card. So a very expensive collection. I also saw some old 1951 Parkhurst that were like really miniature size, but he was wanting like $2,000 was the cheapest that he was offered. He was selling for. So, this wasn't cheap, but I did pay $36 for a bunch of cards from two different sellers. And I know that if I went on eBay, I could probably get some of these even cheaper. But let's go through these anyway for fun. First up, from the 1984 O-PEE-CHEE set, I got Tom Barrasso rookie card. Paid $6 for it, so I think I overpaid myself. I used to have this card long ago. I had the complete set. So that's Steve Yzerman's rookie year. I had the complete set, natural one that I still had from my childhood, but either my brother or my ex-girlfriend kept it. They stole it from me. Not sure which, because when I left for Korea, I had this set. And then I don't know who took it. Either the ex-girlfriend kept it, like she kept some of my other stuff, or my brother took it when I wasn't around, because I was in Korea for 9 years. But the card's not in bad shape. I only need like 6 cards. I need Yzerman, Verbeek, and a couple others to complete that set again. Next up, from the 1978 O-PEE-CHEE set. So this is when Montreal won the Stanley Cup for the third time. Paul Woods, Detroit Red Wings. Common card, nothing big there. Detroit Red Wings center, Dale McCourt. He later got traded to Buffalo in a trade that sent Danny Gare to the Red Wings. Big time trade at the time. Defenseman, New York Rangers, Carol Vodney. He had played for a bunch of teams, Boston. He ended his career with the New Jersey Devils. Right winger, Buffalo Sabres, Danny Gare. Really good player, 50 goal scorer. That year he got 39, but he hit 50 before and he hit 50 again later on. He was traded for McCourt. I believe Mike Foligno was part of that trade too. Right winger, Ed Westfall, New York Islanders, two-time Stanley Cup champion with the Boston Bruins in 70 and 72. He never made it to the 80s when the Islanders won. He retired. Probably, that might be his last card. I have to check. Defenseman left wing, Rick Chartrand, Montreal Canadiens. He won 3 Stanley Cups with Montreal. Possibly got his name on a 4th one. I have to go back and check. He was a hybrid utility guy. Could play defense, could play forward. No, he went to LA. I think he played for Edmonton Oilers for briefly. Next up, center, Don Ashby, Toronto Maple Leafs. Not a main guy, didn't last long in the league. So now moving along, we go to the 1977 O-PEE-CHEE set. Just one card here. Center, Jim Harrison, Chicago Blackhawks. He played for the Leafs and the Bruins. Didn't make it into the 80s as far as I know of. Now we're going further back. Going to the 1974 O-PEE-CHEE set. I don't know what I paid for these cards. They're all common, so he didn't charge me a lot. I know I paid $20 for a bunch of cards, and those were part of it. Next up from the 1974 O-PEE-CHEE set, we get the Kansas City Scouts entered NHL in 1974. Them and the Washington Capitals. So they got a card, and it gives you all their draft picks in the expansion draft. Then we got left winger Pete Mahovlich, Montreal Canadiens. Paid $2 for this card. Some pretty good, pretty decent. Oh, it's got some corners. I probably could have got this somewhere else for a lot cheaper. Now going to the 1973 O-PEE-CHEE set. I got Henri Richard, center, Montreal Canadiens. Paid $5 for this, but again, it's got some dings in it. I found the cards were overpriced this year. I got a lot better deals the year before. And Chicago Blackhawks center Pitt Martin. Paid $2 for him. Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Phil Russell. I think this is his rookie card. I have to go check. Phil Russell, pretty good player, pretty good defenseman through the 70s and early 80s. He later got traded to the Atlanta Flames, who then became Calgary. It's part of a huge trade that involved Tom Lysiak and Ivan Boldarev. I think it was like a 8-player trade, maybe more, in 1980. Next up, defenseman Keith Magnuson. Paid $1 for this one. It's from the Chicago Blackhawks. Again, Doug Jarrett, Chicago Blackhawks. Defenseman. Paid $1 for that one too. Interestingly, for this set, if you get the Topps cards for that year, the Topps ones are blue, green, and yellow. It's really weird how Topps did theirs differently. And finally, we go to the 1971 O-PEE-CHEE set where I got Bill Sutherland. Never heard of him. Played 236 games at the time. Paid $2 for him. Never heard of the guy. St. Louis Blues center Gary Unger. $2 for that, but he's in his Detroit Red Wings jersey. And left winger, Detroit Red Wings, Nick Lebet. I have a lot of his cards from other years. I know he went to Pittsburgh where he ended his career. And then Buffalo Sabres goalie Dave Dryden. Paid $2 for him. Ken Dryden's brother. Just died recently, Dave Dryden did. He played in I think it was the first time in NHL history that two brothers who are goalies met each other in a game. Dave Dryden played in the WHA, played for the Edmonton Oilers, and briefly came back to the NHL with the Edmonton Oilers. But didn't play very many games that 1979-80 year. There we have it. Whole bunch of cards. I didn't count. I just know that one place I paid $16 for these cards and another place I paid $20. Quality varies. These ones aren't bad. For some reason I've seen a lot of these cards with good quality. But this one's got a nick in it. But these other three are actually half decent. Especially Sutherland. So 20 cards for $36. That's okay. The older you go back, the further you go back, the more expensive they get when it comes to the early O-PEE-CHEEs. But I need all these cards, and they're going to go a long way to completing some collections or getting a start on some of them. Just when I thought I was done, I went and got more. So after we came back from the collectibles, my wife made me take her out to St. Jacobs for the market, not doing any research and realizing it's closed on a Sunday. But we still had to drive out there. And we found an antique store, a huge antique place in St. Jacobs. So I thought I'd check it out just out of curiosity, and found a whole bunch more hockey cards. On top of that, if you have $15,000, you can also buy yourself a 1930s Russian-made Maxim machine gun. Pretty cool, I thought, but I don't have $15,000 to blow, and my wife would kill me if I did. You're like loaded for bear with that. But anyway, so I went and picked up some more hockey cards. These were kind of a little overpriced, I thought, but oh well. So what I got was a 1974 New York Islanders goaltender Billy Smith, Battling Billy. Quality's not bad on that one. Alright, so next up I got a 1973 O-PEE-CHEE Gary Dornhofer, Philadelphia Flyers right winger. I already have this, but it's a Topps card. So I wasn't happy with that. Never happy with Topps, so I went and got the O-PEE-CHEE for $1.50. Paid $5 for the Billy Smith. I also got a 1974 WHA Winnipeg Jets Joe Daly for $5. Joe Daly actually has his own sports card thing in Winnipeg, I believe. daily sports cards. Boston Bruins defenseman Mike Milbury, his rookie card. Paid $3 for that. So that's the 1977 O-PEE-CHEE set. And then this one I'm kind of disappointed in. But I got a Buffalo Sabres Phil Housley, which says center on it. Should be a defenseman. I paid $1 for it, but unfortunately I didn't look closely enough. It's a Topps card, so I'm not happy with that one. I am not happy. Then last, there was so much stuff. A lot of it was overpriced. I could have bought more. But I found this one just off the side. And it was a grab bag full of hockey cards for $5. Now, I only grabbed it because there were two cards that I could see that I really wanted. Like, for example, it has a whole stack of 1990 O-PEE-CHEE hockey cards. I don't know how many. I already have this full set. So these are all now just doubles. I don't know how many, but we got a lot of Pro Set. Quite a few Pro Set in here. Different years. I have some of these already, I believe. And here's the one that I saw that I really wanted. This is a 1975 O-PEE-CHEE set. All-Stars Bernie Parent goalie. I needed that one. For $5, sure, I'll buy the whole thing. And then I could also see this on the side. This is a 1978 O-PEE-CHEE set. Dennis Potvin, defenseman All-Star. It's got a crease in it though, and whoever had it must have been a kid because they cut the side. You can see how badly that's cut. Looks like someone took a pair of scissors and cut it. There's no way that was done in the factory. There's also a 93 O-PEE-CHEE Premier, Tim Shovelday. And then I got the 1991 O-PEE-CHEE Tim Shovelday, which I already have. And then this other one, Premier O-PEE-CHEE Detroit Red Wings. There's a lot of those. There's quite a few score cards. I'm not big on score. That's Patrick Flatley from the 1990 score. 2019 Upper Deck. So for $5, these things are actually worth it. To get all these upper Deck cards. So it's a mix and match. There's some other Upper Deck. There's some Parkhurst. There's also some really weird ones. I even got a Don Mikowski football card. But then we got these OHL cards. So I got Rick Pollard from the OHL, goalie. North Bay Centennials. And then from the Owen Sound Plotters, I got a guy, Kevin McDougall. I don't even know if these guys ever made it in the AHL. I'll have to check. I got some of those. More score, more Upper Deck. So it's just a real crapshoot of different types of cards. But for my $5, you know, I did pretty good. Another one I got was a 1976 O-PEE-CHEE Bill Barber. Wasn't thinking I already have this complete set, so now I have a double. For $1 though, I guess I can't complain. But anyway, those are the two hockey card places I went to today. And got quite the haul. So all you hockey card fans out there, let me know what's your favorite series. Do you like collecting the old cards? Do you like collecting the newer Upper Deck stuff? Leave comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. But until next time, this is Hockey Night in Belmont. I am out of here.